Hey, Millie Mamas, go in the kitchen. Okay, we're gonna make some chicken and sourdough dumplings. All right, get that sourdough out from wherever it is, whether it's in the freezer or on the counter. Get it prepped and ready to go. Okay, because now you gotta make your dumplings and let them sit. Okay, get you some celery. Let's dice up the celery a little bit. Okay, you need celery, carrots, onions, and garlic. Okay, dice that up. Set that aside a little bit. And then you're gonna grab some carrots. I use rainbow carrots because the kids like the colors for them. And I mean, I don't really care what color the carrots are, but if they like the rainbow ones, then we shall do rainbow carrots, okay? It is to appease the children. The parents don't really care what color the food is, as long as it has the nutrients and vitamins that it's supposed to have. I'm not saying that it does, but it's supposed to have. We're gonna use it, okay? Get you an onion, cut up an onion. I only use red onions now, as you know. I don't use yellow or white onions anymore just because it is cold and flu season, and when they get sick, I like to put onions in their socks. They already know if they cough in the house, they're going to sleep with onions in their socks, okay? But anyway, get you some garlic, mince you up some garlic. Normally I would only use 2 cloves of garlic for this recipe, but they were small, so I used 3. Here I am talking to my boyfriend about whatever's in the refrigerator. Okay, and now we're gonna make the sourdough dumplings, okay? So it was like 1 cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, I think 1 teaspoon of salt, and then like 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of sourdough starter. But the starter you have to mix with milk first before you mix it in there. You will completely mess up the recipe if you don't mix the sourdough starter with something more liquidy first, okay? So here we are struggling with Sasha. This is my sourdough starter, Sasha. That's her name. They all got a name, okay? Sasha sourdough. Because she be doing her thing. We have made so many things with this starter, okay? I love it. All right, and then you're gonna add about 1/2 cup of milk, okay? Oh, my baby. She was so upset. Oh. Okay, but Daddy's gonna get her, okay? So we're gonna mix up the sourdough because you gotta loosen it up a lot, okay? Because it needs to be able to cling to the flour without being all clumpy and nasty, and you need like the right amount. So yeah, I'll have more about sourdough, but anyway. And then I added 2 tablespoons of melted butter because duh, I mean, you're cooking, so you're gonna use butter, obviously. Okay, you're gonna mix this up a little bit. I used a fork first, and then I went in there with my hands to get it real good, okay? I do sourdough a lot. We do sourdough pancakes, sourdough Pop-Tarts, sourdough bread. Anything I can add sourdough to, I will. Girl, I'll be doing sourdough gravy, okay? Sourdough gravy is what we eat now. When I don't have a recipe for something and I haven't used sourdough that day, it goes into the gravy or whatever, okay? So you're going to knead that real well, all right? And then after you knead it up, you're going to set it aside and cover it up because it needs to rest for a little bit, just like you do, okay? You need to rest before you get this chicken and dumplings going, all right? Because after that, we're swinging. And it's made pretty fast. It's not a long recipe. It's actually a pretty quick chicken and dumplings. Once you get the veggies prepped and the dumplings, the dumpling dough set and ready, okay? Because once your feet hit the ground with this recipe, you run, okay? Here we are running. Grab you some butter. Toss the butter in the pan, and then you're going to add your veggies you just chopped up, all right? Toss some veggies in there, and let the veggies sweat a little bit, and you're also going to season them. Please season your veggies, okay? I know that, you know, it's supposed to give flavor. Veggies and stuff's supposed to give flavor and whatnot. They do, but sometimes they need a little bit of help, and you got to help them. You got to be the one to help them, okay? So come in here with your seasonings. We used some buttery garlic and herb seasoning, the Kinders, because I love that. Y'all know I love that. Some adobo, we love that too. Some garlic powder, and I think I used onion powder too, okay? And some pepper. Oh, that's Kinder's all-purpose seasoning too, baby, because we love that. And I used some Italian seasoning, okay, just to give it a little more zest, okay, because it is a pot of soup, okay? So I had some boiled chicken that we used, or that I boiled while I was cutting up the veggies. You're going to add that in there. Make sure you add that with the carrots and the onions and stuff because you want the seasonings that you just put in there to cling to the chicken, okay? I've noticed that it's really hard to season a pot of hot soup as it's cooking. So it's better to season, you know, like you're doing a gravy. So you need to season the actual food, not the pot of hot water or hot soup, because it doesn't cling. It doesn't taste right, okay? And then I use some chicken bouillon season. I just sprinkled that in there because we are going to add some hot water, lots of hot water to keep this going. All right. Mix that all up. Make sure it's nice and seasoned. You should be able to smell it. It should smell really good. And if you want to, take a piece of the chicken or the carrots and taste them. See what they taste like, okay? This is your pot of soup, okay? We're using what we have in the house, okay? It was cold. It was snowing. Won't nobody going nowhere. The rose was ice, honey. The rose was covered in 2 inches of ice. Won't nobody going nowhere to get nothing, okay? All right. So let that cook, and then you're going to grab yourself some egg noodles or whatever pasta or potatoes that you have. Try egg noodles. Please don't use spaghetti noodles or no crazy-ish like that, okay? Get you some egg noodles. You should always have egg noodles on hand if you have kids, because kids love egg noodles, even just buttered egg noodles, okay? So here I also, added some half and half, okay, just to give it a little bit of a creamy texture, just so it didn't look like a big pot of broth, which I don't mind that, but my kids do. So we added some half and half. Normally I would use heavy cream, but I didn't have that on hand, baby, okay? And then here are the dumplings. We just took we pulled the dumplings apart with our fingers, and then my daughter wanted to help. Journey wanted to help, so she came in and dropped some of the dumplings in there ever so carefully. She's so delicate, my sweet baby. Okay, shake the pot a little bit so that you see the dumplings come to the top, and then you're going to cover it. You're going to cover it, and you're going to let these dumplings cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. You're going to come back, and they're going to look like that, and it's delicious. It is delicious, okay? Sometimes I'll make like cheesy garlic biscuits, like the Cheddar Bay biscuits, like Red Lobster or whatever, and put them in there, but my boyfriend don't really like that, so this is what it is. Look at that. Sourdough chicken and dumplings, super easy, super comforting, and you're using what you have in the house, honey. Millie mamas, love you. Girl, your timing is always impeccable.